It's the pain in your eye, it's the pain around your eye, it's the pain in your head. You just want to pull your eye out. I remember telling the consultant several times, I just want to pull my eye out.
I was in so much pain. I actually couldn't cope with any sort of light, let alone bright light. The kind of light we're in now, I wouldn't have been able to cope with. I literally became sort of nocturnal.
It's incredibly clever, and it will sort of wall off and go into its dormant form, and even many years after surgery, when you think we're over the woods, it can come back, and for some people that can be devastating.
I used to wear them all the time. Had no problems whatsoever. And then just one day, I think water splashed in my eye at work, and I believe that's what started all this off.
Marie was diagnosed with Acanthamoeba Keratitis 5 years ago. She believes that the amoeba entered her eye through water, which is a common habitat for the microorganism.
When I was first wearing contact lenses, I used to wear ones that you only wore during the day, but then you took out, cleaned, put them in your little tub, and then you put them back in the following day. And then these continuous wear ones were introduced to me, and I thought, fantastic. Wake up, being able to see, go to bed, being able to see, do whatever I want in them and not have to worry about them.
After realising there was a problem, Marie went to her local hospital in Leicester, where she was then diagnosed with AK.
It's no pain I've ever encountered at all in my life. When you think you've got a sore eye, times that by about 1,000,000. It's the pain in your eye, it's the pain around your eye, it's the pain in your head. I would never have thought eye sensitivity could give you so much pain. You just want to pull your eye out. I remember telling the consultant several times, I just want to pull my eye out.
Since then, Marie has had 3 corneal transplants, all of which were unsuccessful.
Everything was fine for a few weeks. I thought, this is great, I can see again, it's brilliant, it feels lovely. But then it all started deteriorating again, and back to square one basically.
After a relentless 5 years of living with Acanthamoeba Keratitis, Marie has made the hard decision to have her eye surgically removed.
And I know that I've tried everything. It's not that I've given up. I mean, the consultants have said we've tried everything. Basically, there's just no hope unless some miraculous technology comes along. And I'm not prepared to wait. It's the best thing. It's the best thing to do. Because I just can't carry on. It's taken over my life for far too long.
For those diagnosed with Acanthamoeba Keratitis, the pain is destroying. Only 2 in 100,000 people are diagnosed with AK each year, most of which are contact lens wearers.
Acanthamoeba keratitis, it's a rare infection of the window of the eye. It's in the earth, it's in the soil, and perhaps most importantly for us, it's in water. It can affect people, particularly those that wear contact lenses.
Professor Fiona Carley is a corneal specialist at Manchester Royal Eye Hospital. She sees thousands of patients a year, but only 10 of those are diagnosed with Acanthamoeba keratitis.
The eye can get quite red, but usually just where the white of the eye meets the coloured part of the eye. We call that sort of a circumciliary flush, but the eye can look quite red just in a ring around the coloured part of the eye. And unlike other infections, you get a watery discharge. Pain is a really predominant feature in the majority of cases, and the pain often outweighs what we see. So actually in the early stages, the eye itself may actually look pretty normal. Be a bit red, but it'll otherwise look quite normal, and the vision may actually be quite good. But pain is one of the really early indicators. We have to treat it really aggressively because it's a nasty organism, but keep that treatment going, because once we start to treat it, it may withdraw into its more sort of spore-like dormant form. Most people use a joint combination of eye drops every hour to begin with, and we're quite cool day and night to really give it a really good hammering for the first 24 to 48 hours. And then depending upon how people respond, we'll start to titrate that off. But the whole thing can take maybe 4 to 6 months.
Carol's journey with AK began in October 2016. Like Marie, Carol also wore contact lenses. 6 months before contracting AK, Carol changed from wearing hard lenses to soft lenses, which she believes caused the infection.
I'd been wearing contact lenses for over 40 years by that stage. That was a change that I made, thinking that I was doing the right thing, putting something less sort of hard and unpleasant in my eye, but in fact it turned out to be a problem. I woke up one morning and I felt as if somebody stuck a knife in my eye. It's like having acid or something really, really sharp in your eye the whole time, and it's continuous. And it is incredibly painful. I've tried to explain it to people. The nearest I can get with anybody for what they might have experienced themselves is like getting chili juice or lemon juice in your eye, but worse and completely continuous. That's what it's like, and you can't escape from it.
Carol experienced severe light sensitivity, which is common with the disease, and can even affect sufferers' ability to tolerate being outside during daylight hours.
I literally became sort of nocturnal. I would go outside wearing sunglasses in the evening. I used to watch television with sunglasses on and have the contrast turned right down. I became like a vampire, and because I was in so much pain I couldn't sleep, so I was literally awake sort of almost 24 hours a day. And it actually, destroyed my life.
Currently, treatment for AK is effective in most cases, but it is not a cure. Professor Fiona Henriquez has been researching Acanthamoeba keratitis for over 13 years.
What we needed to do is, first of all, understand what Acanthamoeba is, look at its biochemistry and look to see what makes it live. Okay, so if we know that, then we can target those pathways and we can then kill it off.
AK exists in two forms, active and dormant. Professor Henriquez believes she has now found a way to break the amoeba's protective barriers entirely.
When you put a drug on Acanthamoeba, you're creating a stressful environment, and that stressful environment induces the cyst to form. So it goes into a dormant phase, a bit like a hedgehog would do. It rolls up in a ball and hides away. So what we've demonstrated is that we can actually break that cyst, and that's really important because we want to kill the dormant stage so it will never reactivate again.
With potential cures on the horizon, many hope that by raising awareness, it will prompt both the industry and those who wear contact lenses to take more care and recognise the consequences of mixing contact lenses with water.
People have to be very diligent in a duty of care to patients. If you're going to prescribe contact lenses, then you're going to have to weigh up the pros and the cons and provide patients with an informed decision as to what they need to do.
But you do need to be aware of the risks, and I think that's the problem. Contact lens manufacturers do not make people aware of the risks.
Keratitis is not just a bacterial problem or a viral problem. There are organisms out there that can cause more devastating disease.
It lives in water, soil, airborne. Everybody comes across it, everybody.